Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are very fine. Myself, Daljit Kaur, your painting teacher. Today, we are going to start our second chapter, Part A, the Mughal School of Art. Time period is 15th century to 1800 AD. First of all, introduction. Mughal School of Art was not a new style. It was same like Indian School of Art, which was polished by both Persian artists as well as Indian artists also. It is a mixture of both arts, Indian Rajasthani art plus Persian art. But Mughal artists were very much impressed by Indian style. But their general ornamentation and border decoration was of Persian style. Next is origin and development of Mughal art. In this concept, we will read about the development of Mughal art during the seven kings of Mughal art empire. First of all, the origin of Mughal school of painting is considered to be a landmark in the history of painting in India. A new culture of painting developed under the patronage of Mughal rulers of Taimur dynasty placed in Bukhara and Samarkand in 15th century. Taimur gave more importance to the artist in his court. Taimur dynasty was the origin of Mughal period. Babur was the first person from Taimur family and also founder of the Mughal Empire in India. He was not only a brave soldier, an able commander, as well as great lover of painting also. Babur was mostly in the battlefields, so that's why he always kept a painter with him so that he will draw whole battles which he has seen. And he died in 1530 AD. After his death, his son Humayun spent 13 years in exile in Iran after pushed out by Sher Shah Suri from India. In 1539, Sher Shah Suri became emperor of Delhi. He defeated Humayun in two battles in 1540. Humayun was also busy in battles, but he got the painting of Dastan-e-Amir Hamza done in his time, from which we came to know about the time period of Humayun, his life and his court life, his personal life, and so many themes. He had two famous artists in his court who came from Kabul. They are Mir Sayyid Ali and Khwaja Abu Samad. Humayun died in 1555 or 1556 AD. After that, his son Akbar, who was only of 13 years when he claimed that throne. Emperor Akbar was keenly interested in the art of painting as well as architecture and sculpture also. Akbar was a great personality. He has had a broad vision also. That's why Mughal school of painting reached at its peak during this time. A large number of artists from all over India were placed to work in his court. There are so many manuscripts that were illustrated in his time. They are Akbarnama, the Ramayana, Baqat Baburi, Ayan, Danish, Nal Damayanti, Changiznama, and so on. According to the N.A. Akbari of Abul Fazl artist, during that period, about 1400 events have been painted, out of which few are available with us now. He became a very popular in a very short time because of his greatness and liberality. So that's why people like him most. The painters of Akbar courts are Miskin, Basavan, Manohar, Daulat, Mansoor, Dasavant, and so on. After Akbar, his son Jahangir, who was a great lover of art and nature. The Mughal miniature reached a very high level of excellence in his period. He encouraged his painters. As a result of this, number of painters were painting of birds, flowers, and animals in his time. Portraits painting became very popular during his time and attained heights of refinements and purification. We even find some portraits of ladies illustration in his time. Under Jahangir's patronage, painting acquired greater charm, refinement, and dignity. He had a great fascination for nature and took delight in the portrait of birds, animals, and flowers. This miniature is in the collection of National Museum, New Delhi. After the death of Jahangir, Shah Jahan became the emperor of Mughal Empire in 1626, but he didn't patronize painting like his father. He was a great lover of architecture. He got so many forts, palaces, and mosques constructed. The Taj Mahal, Red Fort of Agra were most famous examples of this. The art of painting went on in Jahangir styles in Shah Jahan times also, but the standard was very low. The art of painting saw a downfall in the time of Shah Jahan because he didn't like painting too much. After the Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb came as a orthodox Muslim ruler. He was a bitter enemy of painting as well as music. Most of the artists went to other places to found new work. After that, they created a new style of painting which is known as Pahadi School of Art. In this way, Mughal painting saw its end during the time of Aurangzeb. After the Aurangzeb, Bahadur Shah Jafar again started paintings. The styles showed improvement in quality. After 1712 AD, the Mughal paintings again started deteriorating under the later Mughals. After that, the later Mughals were not interested in too much in painting, so that's why the standard of Mughal art is not too much good. Finally, the glorious period of Mughal miniature arts came to end in the early 18th century. So we can say that Mughal art originated with Mughals, developed with Mughals, and ended with the Mughals' rule in India. Next topic is characteristics of Mughal paintings. First is profile faces. This is the one of main characteristics of Mughal school. Almost all the portraits are ek chasham. Ek chasham means with single eye or profile face, where the figures are full or half, but the faces are ek chasham. But the Iranian painting we find Ded Chasham. Ded Chasham means 1.5 eye faces were drawn. Mughal showed greater interest in Ek Chasham faces after coming to India. Next is special decoration with borders. This is the main effect of Iranian art on Mughal painting. Sometimes the border is too much decorated, so that due to which painting become very dull, because attraction of that painting is border, because they highlighted the border with golden and silver color. Next is royal historical scenes. Most historical scenes have been painted in Mughal school, maximum from Akbar's time, because he gave much importance to the manuscript paintings such as Qissa Amir Hamza. Fine line drawings. Thin and thick fine lines can be judged by portrait painting of that style, in which flowing and rhythmic lines were used, like lotus bud type eyes, bow like eyebrows. Artists have tried to paint each and every facial heart of the person, which is really wonderful. Minute details are shown with fine lines, thin lines. Next is portrait painting. There is abundance of portrait paintings in Mughal schools. Most of emperors were loved to paint their own portraits. Maximum portrait paintings were done during Shah Jahan's time. Garments. In Mughal art, transparent chunnis have been painted with white color. Most of garments are of summer season. Male figures are shown wearing angrakhas and churidar pajamas. Adorned turbans on their heads can be seen, which are well decorated. This is the major feature of Mughal art. Next are religious themes. There is a depiction of Indian epics, mythologies, and love stories such as the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and Nal Damayanti. There were also depictions of Islamic, Arabian, and Persian episodes. Next is depiction of nature. In Mughal paintings, trees, plants, rivers, mountains have been beautifully depicted. Sometimes these all features they have painted only to cover the gaps. The natural scene painting showing hunting scenes, battle scenes, a lion is shown trying to eat his prey. If there had been 3 types of trees in painting, their leaves were painted differently with accuracy. No designs were repeated. Next is ornamental designs. Ornamental design means in courts, on the walls of palaces, ceilings and floors. Geometrical, floral, and creeper are rhythmic and smooth. Creepers means with the walls they have shown like flowing and rhythmic lines. Expression of ideas. In paintings, they have shown each and every expressions like servants, restless queens, nervous boatmen, which are very clear, visible in paintings. Golden and silver color. They have used mostly golden and silver colors in their paintings, in the necklaces, footwears, in borders also. In borders, they give a specific charm to paintings using golden colors after the completion of painting. Next is the use of calligraphy. Most of the painting have calligraphy on in black ink. Sometimes artist name have been written beautifully in that calligraphy. Depiction of depiction of animals and birds. Animals and bird paintings depicting is also one of the main characteristics of Mughal art. Ustad Mansoor was the best bird painter. He painted different birds quite freely: a falcon on a perch, elephant fights, camel fights, and lions, tigers, horses, and ghosts have been depicted marvelously. Next is natural colors. Mughal artists, Persian artists, mostly using mineral and natural colors which are more attractive. In the beginning, flat colors were used, but the later on one can also see the depth and delicate shading of colors. Next are crowded scenes. In Mughal paintings, we can see so many crowdy paintings like Krishna lifting Mount Govardhan. So